In today's video, we will be going over 5 weapons that in my opinion, I would recommend for you to spawn in with every single game that you play of Cold War Zombies, if you're not, let's say, going for any camos or any specific challenges to do with the weapons itself. So I'll be going over those weapons, giving you the attachments really fast, not to make it any much longer, and I'll just be kind of giving you of why I think you should be spawning in with these weapons. Now this is season 1, and I feel like in the future there will be different strategies, so if that ever happens, I might have a video out there. I just have to clarify as well that these are not in any order. They're just going from 5 to 1. I guess the number 1 and 2 are definitely the best, but it doesn't matter. These are just all out good weapons to spawn in with. It's just 5 of them, so yeah, don't just go for number 1. Try all of them out, maybe. Yeah. So the first weapon that we are going to be talking about is the Hauer 77. Now, some of you might be actually surprised because some would consider the best shotgun in the game to be the Gallo, but I think the Hauer is a really powerful weapon off the bat to spawn in with. I'm not saying that you have to all out use these weapons every single time and through the whole game. This is just something that you can spawn in with, get good critical shots on those zombies to get max amount of points, to open up each of the doors, get to the box, maybe hit the box to get the ray gun or a better weapon, and then progress to potentially do the Easter egg or something like that. I do not in any way recommend for you to always use this weapon because it can get kind of slow and more difficult to use, but another great thing about this is that it does insane damage on the elites, especially when you pack a punch it. So let's say you spawn in and you yet don't have enough to pack a punch the weapon and progress to the, let's say, whatever weapon you want to upgrade next, like let's say just the ray gun, and the elite spawns. You could use the Hauer and it will absolutely shred. So the attachments I would recommend for the Hauer 77 is the micro LED, SOCOM Blast Mitigator, 24.1 inch Ranger, Tiger Team Spotlight, and the Stanag 8 R&D tube. So that's about it for the Hauer 77. Also run it with Ring of Fire at level 3. It's a great shotgun with that at the beginning rounds, but let's get on to the next weapon. So the next weapon I'm going to be talking about is the 1911 pistol. You might be surprised, but this pistol is an absolute beast. When I was going for the camos to unlock Plague Diamond for the pistols, I had the most fun with the 1911. So the attachments that I would definitely recommend for you to spawn in with are as follows: the SOCOM Eliminator, the 6.53 inch Task Force, Tiger Team Spotlight, Salvo 14 R&D Fast Mag, and the last one with the stock is the dual wield basically ability. Now, if you're ever going for the 1911 camos, do not dual wield it because it'll be very difficult to go for camos, but this is specifically to spawn in with, and it's a fun weapon to use until, obviously, as I said, similar to the Hauer, swap it out for a better weapon. I do not recommend running with it for the whole time because it does kind of decrease in some of the damage. Now, if you do have a good trigger finger, it will be fun to use, and you could potentially run it without the dual wield to maybe be more accurate with your shots, but apart from that, it's a really good weapon to use. I'm really surprised to how much damage it can actually deal, and it's just fun to use. So you could spawn in with it and get to the power, get Pack-a-Punch open, and it will be a great starter with the points and everything else. On to the next weapon, we're going to be talking about the M16. Some would consider this to be one of the best weapons in Call of Duty Zombies Cold War, and I could argue with a different weapon that you could spawn in with that we'll get into later, but the M16 is an all-out beast to go through the rounds really fast off the bat. People use this weapon to speedrun Easter eggs, and there's a great reason for it. It has really good accuracy, and on top of all of this, it deals insane amount of damage. So you could straight up use this weapon to really high rounds. It does kind of decrease later, but it's great to start off with to progress to the power once again and get Pack-a-Punch open. It's a very powerful weapon, and if you haven't spawned in with it, I definitely recommend. For example, if you ever want to maybe attempt speedrunning, this is a great weapon to run. And I know that some people would argue to maybe run a different weapon like the AK or something, but I feel like the M16 is really good. It could even be the main weapon that you would like to spawn in with. It's amazing again for the damage and everything like that. But for the attachments, I recommend the Axial Arms 3X, the Infantry Compensator, 20.5 inch match grade, SWAT 5MW laser sight, front grip, Salvo 54 R&D fast mag, speed tape, and the Raider pad. Now you don't have to run these exact attachments. I'm really going through them fast because it's just not the main point of the video, but you could spawn in with them, try out, test out what you feel like would be the best attachments for your own playthrough, or you could see other people's attachments, because I know that, as I said, people use this to go for speedruns and they definitely have better attachments than I do. But that's going to be for the M16. Now we're moving on to the knife slash wakizashi sword. Now if you do not know, the knife is an amazing weapon in zombies. I could argue it's one of the best, as it basically one knifes the zombies up to like round 13-14 without pack-a-punch or upgrading it. Past that, it gets more ridiculous, but the worst part about the knife is very difficult to use later, as obviously there are more zombies and it's very difficult to get like a control on everything. But the main reason I would recommend for you to spawn in with the knife or the wakizashi sword, and the reason I don't say the sledgehammer, is because it's a really slow weapon. It's fun, but it's not great to use all the time. And the reason wakizashi sword is really good is because it's an actually fast, even slightly better than the knife melee weapon, but both will do. And the reason I say this is because you will be basically pumping up those points to get every single door open in no time. I definitely recommend sticking around and spawn specifically for Die Maschine, as we do not have any future maps yet out. Firebase is coming out soon and I don't know how it will work there, but essentially you will be able to build up so many points that it's crazy. By round 5, potentially around 10,000 points, and you'll be able to basically run through everything and get everything open, and then even probably have more points to potentially buy the box and get a better weapon out of the box itself, or buy a wall buy. So I definitely recommend running with the knife. It would be probably one of the best things to spawn in with, but the next weapon that we're going to be talking about is just a weapon you can use through the whole game because it's really powerful. But the knife is just a good weapon, good knife, fun to use, really powerful at early rounds because there's not a lot of zombies, and the points are ridiculous with it because it's all critical shots essentially. But now let's get on to the last weapon, and some of you might know why I put it here because I made a video recently about it. It's, in my opinion, the best weapon in zombies, and that is the Groza. Worst part about this is it's in the battle pass for season 1, and I don't know how it's going to be working in the near future. What this means is essentially you have to be a certain tier, which is, I do believe, tier 30-ish to unlock the Groza. I don't know how it will behave in the future. Will there be basically a variant you can get in the item shop, or potentially a challenge to unlock it? But if you are playing from season 1, this is an amazing weapon. It is so powerful. Best part about it is it's free, so if you get like 30 to 31, you are going to be getting this weapon for free, and it's amazing. Megaton melter, zombie melter, fire rate is amazing, recoil is also great, it controls itself, and on top of all of this, its ammo is mwah. Now obviously I'll tell you the attachments in a while that I recommend for you to run to even make it that much better, to the point where I love it myself, but I will be also using one of the variants from the battle pass. Don't worry about that. Variants don't really do as much as the normal version of it would, so you could basically run these attachments with that as well. But it is an amazing weapon. You could start off with it and you could literally go for insane high rounds with it. It is just all out a fun, great weapon to use. For the attachments, as I said, I use the quick dot LED, Spetsnaz compensator, 16.2 inch GRU composite, Tiger Team spotlight, Spetsnaz grip, VDV 50 R&D fast mag, Spetsnaz field grip, and for the last one is the KGB pad. That's literally the attachments that I definitely recommend for you to run with. And I guess if I could say another weapon, I won't go into the full details with the attachments for it, is any of the LMGs. The worst part is about them is they're slow reload, you won't be running as fast, and you could potentially not be getting many critical kills, so you won't be getting a good amount of points. But that's going to be it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully I did recommend some good weapons for you, and maybe you are already running some of these, but if you will be, let's say, in the near future looking forward to just having an all-out idea of what weapon you could spawn in with that's the best, those are one of the best in my opinion. Obviously there's way more weapons out there, you will have different personal preferences, but those are just mine that I think you might enjoy if you are a zombies player and you play a lot of it. But without further ado guys, hope you enjoyed. Subscribe, like the video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.